Hey everybody, Jason Blaha with Ice Cream Fitness here. Today I want to talk to you guys about excuses and the excuses that people make for not having the physique that they want, for not being able to gain muscle, or not being able to lose fat, or not being able to achieve whatever their fitness or their physique or their performance goals are. But hold on, let me give you guys a bicep shot first. All right, I've been in this game a long time and I have heard literally every excuse known to man. I've heard people blame everyone from their genetics to their friends to their mother for them not being able to achieve whatever their goal is. When it comes to weight loss, I can tell you unequivocally, unless you have a medical issue preventing it, the only reason you cannot lose body fat is because you eat too many calories and you do not exercise enough. And people will make excuses, well, I've tried this fad diet, or I'm embarrassed to go to a gym, or my metabolism is the issue. Well, first of all, if you're doing fad diets, you're making a half-ass effort. You're absolutely not dedicated to it, because you would have done some basic research and found out what mainstream science says on the topic, and you would know that fat loss and fat gain is purely a product of calories in, calories out. And you would know that you need to track your calories. And every nutritionist in the world will tell you that reducing caloric intake and consistent exercise and doing both consistently is the way to lose fat. And if you think it's your metabolism that's to blame, I can assure you with 100% certainty, as someone who actually has studied a lot of biology and nutritional science, that if your metabolism is so slow that it's preventing you from losing body fat, you 100% will qualify for thyroid medications if you go get some blood work done, because you have a medical issue, and for $5 or $10 a month you can fix your problem. So you have made a conscious choice to stay fat, or you're making that an excuse because you know that that's not really what it is, but you want an excuse for other people to validate your behavior and your inability to achieve your goal, but you aren't taking it seriously. It's the same way when someone tells me they're embarrassed to go to a gym. I'm done helping that person. I honestly, I'm about helping people who really want to achieve their goals. And if someone is willing to put in the work, I will spend hours helping them. I don't care who they are. But when someone tells me that they're embarrassed to go to a gym, I don't have time for them. I don't have time for that person who isn't willing to make even the smallest effort to achieve their goal, and they just want to make excuses. There's no point in bothering to try to help people like that, because it's a waste of effort. They're not actually interested in achieving their goal. And it's the same thing with the guys who say, I can't gain muscle, I can't gain muscle, I'm trying to gain muscle, it must be my genetics. No, it isn't your genetics. When you look at these guys and you ask them, well, how much do you eat? And they don't track their calories. They don't track their protein intake. They haven't consistently, just like the people who aren't losing weight, haven't consistently worked out and consistently tracked their calories for a year straight. They're not achieving their goals because they're not consistently overeating. And you do not gain muscle without consuming a caloric surplus, other than those who are very much in a noob status, and even some of them can't gain muscle without a caloric surplus. So they're not consistently overeating, and they go in and they do routines that are half-assed. Not one of them has ever researched and found a proper protocol. They pull some routine out of a magazine that has them doing a bunch of cable flies and cable side laterals instead of squatting 3 times a week, instead of bench pressing twice a week, and using progressive overload with heavy barbell movements. And I can tell you unequivocally, if you can't bench 225 for a couple of reps or squat 315 for a couple of reps, and your routine includes a pec deck or cable side laterals, odds are you're never going to achieve your goals. You're completely wasting your time, because you basically go to the gym to screw around and pretend like you're working out. You're not actually interested in achieving your goals, and therefore you're not going to achieve them. People will oftentimes let their medical issues be excuses. And the reality is, you have setbacks in life, and you have things in this game that prevent you from achieving your goals, such as me. 2 years ago, I was in a situation where I had spent 10 months almost bedridden most of the time. I had 2 years with strict medical orders not to lift. And 2 years ago, I was 275 pounds, and I could not even bench press the bar on my own without a spotter. So That's where I had to rebuild from. I am still considered medically disabled. I am still supposed to be walking with a cane. And if you guys watch real quick here, here's a slideshow just showing my progression. It's one of the first videos I did if you want to check that out. I know another guy right now who just did his first powerlifting meet after multiple operations. His name is Henry Tosh. He had a severe medical condition that left him hospitalized. He had to have multiple operations, and his surgeons told him he may not ever be able to lift weights again. They weren't sure. And here's a video of him doing his first powerlifting meet since coming back. And look at the type of weights he's moving. This is a man who was on death's door not that long ago. And I'm going to link his gym below. It's the gym I train at. It's going to be down in the description, and it's Reach Fitness. He is the owner and the manager. And you guys can look him up if you want to check his story out. And you can also take guys like Louis Simmons, who broke his back. He did research, rehabilitated himself, and went on to squat over 900 pounds in competition with a broken back. So in light of these sort of things, I have to ask you guys, what are your excuses? Are your excuses really valid, or are they just wasting time? Are they wasting other people's time? And no matter what life throws at you, and it doesn't matter what the situation is, it doesn't matter whether we're talking about bodybuilding or lifting or fat loss, or whether you're talking about some endeavor in life. I'm going to basically summarize what Rocky said about this. Life isn't about how hard you can hit. Life is about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. It's about how much you can take, how much punishment you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. If you want something bad enough, you're going to achieve it. And it doesn't matter what endeavor it is in life. If you want it, you're going to research, you're going to work for it, you're going to find a way to achieve it. And there are two types of people in this world when it comes to achieving goals. There are people who sit around talking about it, and they talk about the same goal for years and years, and they never follow through with it. They never even bother to research how to do it correctly. They spend more time talking about it than actually researching or doing. And then there's people who do. There are people who they don't talk about it. They might mention it briefly, but they're either spending their time researching how to do it or actually in the act of doing it. And there's no in between. And you have to decide which of these type of people you're going to be. Are you going to talk about getting the physique you want or the body you want, or are you just going to do it? Either you want it or you don't. And if you want it bad enough, you're going to figure out how to do it. You're just going to do it. You're not going to start doing it 2 weeks from now. You're not going to do it as a New Year's resolution. You're going to start right now, and you're going to put a plan into motion. And it doesn't matter whether we're talking about bodybuilding or any other endeavor in life. If you want something, you're going to work for it and you're going to achieve it. And if you do not achieve it, the only person you can blame is yourself, because these are choices we make. If your mother is causing the problem, then get a job and move out. Her cooking is preventing you from doing it and you can't afford your own food, well, go get a job and buy your own food. If you have friends who are preventing you because of some aspect from their lifestyle or dragging you down from achieving some goal that you want, tell them you don't want to be their friend anymore. If he says no, pop him in the nose. To make your point clear, delete them off of your Facebook, block their email, block their phone number, and cut them out of your life. These are conscious choices we make as to whether we allow these things, if we allow other people or other factors to stop us from achieving our goals. It's a conscious choice. All right, guys, that's really all I have to say on that today. I will talk to you next time.